Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. Today I have a short video on how I'm going to be just setting up this overflowing By the Well for God devotional. This month there's two projects that I'm going to be going through with By the Well for God, which is going to be the overflowing and also the gratitude tag project. And because of that, I really wanted to make sure that I was organized. So I'm using this container that has different compartments. And what I usually do is put all my stamps together so I can kind of find those easily. I put all of the journals and the devotional on the larger side along with the long stickers and alphas. And then in one of the smaller boxes, I'll be putting the journaling cards and the flashcards. And the other one, I'll put the labels, the stickers, the alphas, the tiles, and the pink card. And in that last one, it'll be all my textures. So ribbons and things that I might use, the clips, fabric clips, the twine that came with the kit, and some extra twine that I have in my stash as well. And yeah, just kind of putting everything in order so it's easy for me to find. Working through two different projects means that I'm going to probably be doing a lot more pages. And so I just want to have everything laid out so it's easy for me to pull as I'm working through the kit. So now I'm going to be just basically setting up just decorating the front of the journal that I'm going to be using for overflowing. And I've already done day one, and I've already done my notes in there, but I wanted to make the front pretty. So I'm going through the die cuts, kind of testing out which ones I think would look great in the front cover. I want something big to kind of make an impact, but as well, I know I wanted to do some layering, so I didn't want something too big. So even though I wanted to use that beautiful truck, I didn't go for that. There were some tickets that actually came in the freebie, and I love that. And I knew immediately I wanted to use it as a layering piece. So you'll see me test out a couple of those. And this is kind of the fun part. I also wanted to use a label in the front to place the title of the devotional. And so I'm going to cut this out. I haven't pulled it off the backing yet because I kind of wanted to see how it was going to look before I did so. And I actually love it. And then when it was thinking about what I wanted on there, I saw that the actual kit stamp has the title of the devotional, which is perfect. And when I kind of put it against the label, it also fits. So that was great. I'm going to use my black VersaFine Onyx ink to go ahead and stamp that onto the label. So if you guys got the labels and you have the kit stamp set, just know that it fits perfectly. It kind of goes off of the edge a little bit, but I kind of like that style. So that's perfect. I tested it out on a Post-it note first, and then I got that on the label, just making sure that I got all those different edges, and boom. So now I actually grabbed another die cut because I kind of liked this carriage type wheelbarrow even more because it was like more overflowing, and I think it got kind of the idea and the concept of the actual devotional even better than the other die cut. So I went with that. I'm also going through a couple of ribbons and just trims and things that I have in my stash to see what would look great. But I end up just going with the twine. I also change out the card that I pick. I put a little hole through the top so I can add some twine. And I grab the twine from the kit. I had some twine in my stash as well. And I grabbed the one that I think went best. And then I'm going to add that to the top of there. I just want to say that when I am going to set up for a kit, I do like to go through my stash as well. I pull out, yarns and twines and maybe die cuts from other kits or past things just to have those ready to go. So you'll see that it's not just the things from this kit. I do have some other things that I've pulled as well, just in case I might use them. So after putting this together, I'm like, this needs to be like anchored in some way. So I'm going to go through the pattern paper, and I thought adding some blue would be perfect. So I grabbed some of the pattern paper that is in that plaid. It has some of the blues, some of the, lighter grays, and I thought it was perfect to kind of anchor everything together. And it brings a lot of those blues from the little carriage down to the bottom, kind of repeating those colors so it doesn't just look singular there. I'm using a liquid glue to adhere that carriage die cut to the ticket. And then I'm going to also use that to adhere that piece of torn pattern paper to the bottom. and then kind of layering that there. I am in love with liquid glue. I have seen that the roller adhesive sometimes does come up after some time. So I am strictly using liquid glue from now on in my Bible journaling. Just a note there. So after I add all of that there, I do like to add the month and the year. If you're new to my channel, that's something that I do. If you're not new, then you know I do this. And so I'm just using the alpha tiles. Again, just choosing a color that's not represented as much. There are yellows in the sunflowers that are in the carriage that are not represented again. So I kind of wanted to tie that together. So there's some yellow in the twine, some yellow in the die cut, and now some yellow in the alphas. And I'm just spelling out November 2022 or 22. So after I add the month to the date, I'm going to add a little comma in between those two. And there is my notebook all set up. So now I'm working on my second notebook. So I decided to use the second notebook that comes in the journaling set or the journal set for the other project. The other project is the gratitude for the attributes of God. Now I was going through the die cuts and I was going through the labels and I was trying to find something and I couldn't like put my finger on what exactly I wanted. So when in doubt, you can definitely just set it aside. So I just decided I'm going to grab a label that pops off of this red, which the navy blue did great. And then I'm just going to handwrite the title on there. And then if I find a die cut or a sticker afterwards that goes perfectly with that, then I'll add it then. I went through the flashcards as well to see what can work there. We also, just because we've been Bible journaling for a long time doesn't mean we are undecisive sometimes. I definitely can get undecisive. So at this point, I just said, I'm going to handwrite the title and then that'll be good for now. So I'm putting all my die cuts back into here. I keep them here as well, along with the other textures. And that wraps up the end of this first part of the setup. I just wanted to give you a look at that. I know some of you always like to know or always ask, how do I organize? How do I set up for the devotionals? And that is that. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless. Bye.